Welcome to our podcast, Table of Four. I'm Sunny.
Your boy Jonathan here.
I'm Lena.
And I'm Jorge.
And for today's episode, we're going to be talking about phobias, you guys. So, does anyone want to start on a phobia?
Yeah, no, I'm a little sad that we didn't have a little sound effect this time. But hey, it's like imagine spooky. Woo,
It's spooky.
phobia. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, phobia. Oh, crap, dude. I mean, I would say I have a lot, but the one that comes to mind for me first would be, I don't know the name for it. I think you said it before, Sonny, but it's like when you're in like just underwater and it's just like blue and like you look down into the water and it's just dark, you know?
Thalassiophobia, I think is what it's called.
What is it? Glasiophobia?
No, thalassiophobia.
Oh, thalassiophobia. Oh, yeah, because
Phobia,
I don't know
yeah.
the actual proper term, but yeah, no, that scares me. I think I think how it got brought up was a funny story because I think I don't know if you guys heard of the game called Subnautica. It's like a game where like you're like a guy in the ocean and you're trying to like figure things out and like I guess survive. That's where I got it. I want to say because I was like, oh, this is a cool little game, like a little cute game where I'm like I don't know, like looking at like uh aquatic like life and stuff like that. But then there's like a scary like monster in the ocean and then like he's in like the scary part of the ocean where it's all dark and stuff. And I think that's where I realized, okay, no, screw the ocean. I'm scared of the ocean because I'm not gonna like look down there and like I always think of like a big old like I don't know dinosaur looking thing's gonna come up and eat me and then I'm like gone. That's why I freak out. I'm like, ugh. So I think that's one of my phobias, especially in real life too. Because I think I've seen those videos on like what TikTok or just in social media where like it would show like the diver being like this diver is going into this deep blue I guess space and he looks down it's like endless and like like it's
Yeah.
like hell no. That's like one of my phobias. So I hate that stuff.
That's the scary thing
Mm.
about the ocean in general, right? Like it's huge. Like I think we talked about in one of
Mm.
our
Yeah.
previous podcasts how we've only explored like 5% of the whole thing. And it's like
Mm.
Oh yeah.
how is it that big? Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
I
Mm.
no. Ooh,
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hell
because I feel
no.
like for me, I also have thalassophobia as well. But I feel like, I feel like I have that is because when I can't swim, so I feel like
Mm.
Yeah.
like the danger of dying in a water. So like I have that too, but I also have like megalophobia and submechanophobia.
Ooh,
And so
what's
like
that?
some submechamophobia is basically like man-made things underwater, basically, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I also have megalophobia, right? So basically, I don't like man-made things that are like super huge, right? But the
Oh,
thing is
okay.
that like so yeah, it can be like boats or even like skyscrapers. Those don't really scare me. It's just like I guess like things that look like human. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Or maybe
okay.
or
Mm.
like animal. So like like a big statue of like I don't know like a person, like or like a dinosaur or something like that. Like kind of gives me the creeps. And
Mm.
because I remember I have this one memory of, being a kid and we would go to this like Mexican market, right? And I remember like um there in the back of the market, they has like the meat section, right? Where they're selling all the meats, right? But
Yeah.
there's this humongous boar head that's like behind the freaking market. Like it's huge. And I remember as a kid, I would not go behind there because it's just this humongous boar head and just staring at you. And I
Oh.
would get, like, so creeped out, and I remember I would just be, like, the aisle behind it, just, like, looking at it, and, like, I can't go in there, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
to this day, I still can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can go in there, but, like, it's just really, like, off-putting, like, I'm just like, just don't look at it, don't look at it, look down, don't look at it." And then when I get a glimpse of it, I'm like, "Oh my god, why is it so freaking huge?"
Yeah.
Like, the eyes are just staring at you, and, like, I'm like, "Girl, it just gives me the ick." And,
Yeah.
I just can't do, like, big things, like, especially, like, things that look human, you know what I mean? Like, I
Mm.
just can't do
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, same thing
yeah.
with, like, especially, like, when I go to Disneyland, right? So, like, the
Mm.
Yeti or,
Mm.
like, the freaking snake from, like, Indiana Jones, like, those things creep me
Oh,
out
yeah.
because, like, they're so huge. I'm like,
Mm.
I can't look at it, And, like,
Mm.
I can't do it, you know what I mean? And so, like and I remember, like, on TikTok, I remember there was, like, this, like, compilations of, like, "Oh, let's see if you have, megalophobia, right? And I remember it had,
Mhm.
like, pictures of dinosaurs, but they're, like, front facing you, and girl, it gave me I couldn't look at it, it made me sick for some reason. I was like, "I can't look at it, I can't look at it," and, like,
Mm.
it's just horrible. I have so many I don't like big things. It's just I don't like it. It's just creepy.
Mm.
It's
You
just
still
That's
don't like
creepy.
big things.
creepy.
It's just creepy. Like, big
Yeah.
Mm.
humanoid, like, things, like, I don't know. It's just like
So, like, if a big giant statue of Mario just happened to appear in front of you, would that scare you? Like a big old Mario figure, you know?
yeah, I would say that it would.
Yeah. Actually, no, me
Yeah.
too. Me too. If it just appeared in front of me, so that Italian hat and this smug face, yeah, I'd be scared.
It's
I
like
would be
just
scared.
yeah, and it's like just and like just staring at you, like, you mean with like dead eye, just like smiling at you,
Yeah.
like, hey.
Yeah. Oh hell no, yeah. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Like I can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
What about you, Lena?
yeah, well, that doesn't scare me, but, like, to tie in with, like, the whole, like, big stuff, like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I, like, am afraid of heights, like, I
Oh, that's a
don't
good
like
one.
it, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And so, like, it's, like, so bad to the point where, like, yeah, like, if I'm standing, like, by a skyscraper and, like, I look up at it, I get really dizzy. Or, like,
Oh
I
it
get
like
that
yeah.
too.
or, like, it just freaks me out, like, I can't, like, think about it too much, like,
Mhm.
especially, like, if I'm, like, driving, like, I'm driving, like, by these really big buildings or, like, I'm on, like, a bridge and I'm, like, I have to just, like, pretend, like, "Okay, like, it's just me, I'm on the road, and that's it," like, don't think about anything else. Because yeah, like, if I start thinking about it, like, yeah, I get dizzy or I just start panicking because 'cause I'm just like, "Oh my god, I'm so high up in the air." Like, I'm so
Yeah.
scared. So, yeah, like, I'm really that's why I don't like heights and stuff, but, like, because someone had asked me, like, "Oh, since you're afraid of heights, does that mean that you don't like roller coasters either?" And I'm all like, no, like, I don't mind roller coasters now, like, that's okay, like, I don't mind the whole, roller coasters is fine, you know? I just don't like going upside down and stuff, but that's only because I have motion sickness, so
Yeah.
Same.
that's just not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, because like,
Yeah.
it's weird because have you ever been at like up in a high place and like when you get over the edge, do your like butt clenches?
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
know
That's
exactly what you're talking about.
me. Cause
No,
like
yeah,
'cause,
yeah,
like, your
yeah.
butt
Clench.
clenches, right? It's, like, really tight because, like, you don't wanna, like, move or anything, you know? I feel like your butt clenching is, like, a survival tactic, you know what I mean? It's just, like, you don't wanna die,
Survival tech, that's funny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
you
but
know?
yeah, no, I know what you mean though. I think like it just reminds me of that meme. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that meme like on whatever social media where like guys like on that really like big old mountain and like he's like kind of shimmying like across this like little mountain wall, and I think the caption on it's like oh my god, like if he farts one time he'll fall, and like I guess like he plays a fart like sound effect and then the guy's like oh he farted, and then it's like a sad emoji face, which I think is
We
hilarious because it's
we
like
got one of
he's
those. We got one
gone.
of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play that. It's like, oh, he fell, he farted, and it's like sad.
Booty
But
clench.
but
Like,
no, that's very real for me. Like I get like really tense. I think like I don't know if also I mean this is a little like off topic, but also kind of relevant. Like when you're over an edge and stuff like that, I think it's something called the call of the void, where like you see like a big like drop, like say you go to the Grand Canyon, like look at the Grand Canyon, you're like oh my god, like I don't know if you guys ever get those thoughts where like oh my god, like what if I just like flew across the canyon, or what if I just like fell into the canyon right now, like that would be crazy. Like I think it's
Oh,
I think it's like call of the void, right? Or like something with intrusive thoughts. I think
yeah,
it's what
yeah,
it's
yeah.
called, something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Like even like when I'm at the mall, like I can't look over the edge because I just get scared that I'm just gonna fall over, Like I'm not
Yeah,
like super high up, but like it's still enough for me to be like, no, like I cannot be anywhere near the edge. And like, yeah, like our sister would like get upset with me because I would be like, no, I want to be like more in, and she's all like, it's fine, like it's not gonna break, and I'm all like, I wonder if it does.
What if it
yeah. It's like what
does?
if it
And I
does? Like what the hell? Ooh.
I'm all like, "No."
Yeah,
it's like
Wait, what
it's
about
so
you,
funny.
Jorge?
hydrogyro.
You haven't said anything.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
I
I'm
know,
I'm
right?
curious to hear
No,
Horace's
so
phobia.
like how Lena said, like she talked about roller coasters, but and, like I don't know if I'm afraid of roller coasters. 'Cause like I said, I don't think it's the idea of the roller coaster. It's about falling out
Off of the roller coaster.
and yeah, falling off the roller coaster. And same thing with planes, right? Like I went to Vegas
Yeah.
like this last summer not was it last summer or a summer before, and I went on the plane like before. I took a picture before I went on the plane, and I looked spooked. Like I looked like
Right.
I was about to like go on the scariest, possible, but and I think back and I'm like, well, what's the common, what's common between the roller coaster and the airplane? I'm like, oh, it's the fear of falling and dying. Like that's my fear,
Hmm.
the fear of falling. It's not actually like those things. It's the what if this happens? Like, right? I don't want
Yeah.
to be on the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Roller coaster takes off the tracks and splat. Like I can't save myself, right? Like I can't save myself from the splat, right? Like,
Yes. The
like
splat. Wait, 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 wait.
you got it? Okay,
The
Lena's got
the
it.
splat.
Yep.
The splat.
I
Womp.
don't want that, right? And I think it's I
Yeah.
don't think it's the fear of heights, but it's actually the fear of falling, because there's two different ones,
Yeah.
right? Like I think like how Lena was saying, like when they look up and like that's more of a height, like it's more of that, that tension, like that's just
Hmm.
something big and out of their control. And like for me it's more of
Mhm.
the splat, right? Like the whomp,
Yeah.
and then the bones did
And the bones and the
and
splat.
everything. But yeah, that's my take on it. I think it's the falling part and the splat and the womps and the
Mm.
bones and
The
the
pine booms.
me falling on top of that trash can apparently.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's the plane falling down. That's the boom.
Oh, okay.
Oh no,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
I think Corey makes a good point. Sorry, Sonny. I just want to like mention a little bit about that. I
This is fine.
think no, you're good. No, you're good. I just wanted to like bring up the planes as well because like I think is there a fear of planes? Do you know, Sonny? If there's like the name for it, the fear of planes or fear of
Oh.
flying. I
I
don't
don't
know if
think
you
there's
have
Yeah.
a
Oh,
that.
yeah.
fear,
I'm sure
but
there's a
there's
fear of
like but there is
flying.
anxiety when you're flying, when you're
Mm-hmm.
in a plane. There's like
Mm.
Yeah.
anxiety,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think like what Hora was saying, like I think the not having of control when like you're in a plane because there's a pilot, he's flying the plane,
Mm.
and so if the pilot's like, oh yeah, we all gonna die, I'm like, well, that's it, like I can't do
Right.
nothing. That's why I think when I
Right.
was talking with Sunny, I think I'd be like, would it be weird if I like brought a parachute or something to like just to have in my little luggage, or that would be like, would that be like I don't
I
know,
don't think you
suspicious or
can.
whatever?
They'd be
Can
like,
you
"You
not?
can't bring it up." No, I don't
I'm
think you can.
because I
No,
mean, can you?
'cause,
I
like
don't know.
no, I think maybe because, like no, it could be like, "Why do you have a parachute?" Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
they think it's like a like an
yeah,
attack or something, right? I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe,
they'd be
okay.
like,
Oh,
"I
okay.
bombed this place. See you guys later," and then you just go.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
You might
Mm.
honestly,
because
I
like
think
okay.
people would like
yeah.
beat you up to take your your parachute, right?
Oh,
Like,
that's true.
right?
So give me your parachute. Oh my
Yep.
god.
They're like, Jonathan, give that. You know?
Oh my god. Yeah, because like I always thought about that, but I never like actually would think it would work in like real life in practice because I feel like yeah, because they would question it like, wait, why do you have one? Like, is there a reason you have it? But I
Mm.
think all I'd say would be like, well, just what if it falls? I just want to have like as a safety blanket, because like I feel like the pilots and all the crew have like something, they're like, oh,
Mm.
we out deuces, they just leave us, so we're just kind of screwed, but I don't know how it works, so that's why I'm like always thinking about that, but
Yeah.
It's like a
So
it's
like
couple,
Yeah.
just
like,
tie
right? Like,
in.
yeah.
Oh,
oh, go ahead, Lena.
oh no, just to like, you know what? No, you go, Hori. It's fine. I'll go
Oh no,
after.
I was just gonna say how like it's like you combine like all of them together, right? The fear of flying in the plane, but then you end up in the ocean, and you're like, well, now it's double.
Oh hell no.
The
No, that's the reason why I hate planes because, like, I can't swim, right? So if we go
Mm.
down in the ocean, everybody got a chance, but I don't got a chance. I'm like, I'm dead once that plane is going down.
I'm dead either way.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I'm dead
No
either
way.
way. Same thing with bridges. Like, I remember when I go to San Francisco and we're on the bridge, I
Mm.
always have this
Yeah.
thought, like, if this bridge goes down, I have no chance of survival at all. Well, goodbye, you know? And
Yep.
so
Yeah.
I just
Mm.
accept it. I'm like, I'm dead, you know? And so,
Oh
like,
my
it's like those
gosh.
intrusive thoughts, right? That's
Yeah.
yeah, like literally me. And so I get those
Yeah.
intrusive thoughts, but it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to
Mhm.
tie in with the whole like plane thing and to add another phobia with the plane is I have claustrophobia.
Same.
Oh
So
yeah.
I don't like being in planes because like that lack of control of like I can't like me like being in a car like that already is like a little like claustrophobic for me, but I know I can step out of the car if I want to, like
Mhm.
at my leisure. But
Yeah.
I can't do that on a plane. Like I'm stuck up in the air, like miles, like in thousands of feet in the air, and
Mhm.
like there's just no way for me to get down. Like that's it. Like I'm up there for like how many hours or and I'm just like I
Mhm.
hate that. Like I also like I just had to think like okay, like I'm fine, like don't worry about it, But like yeah, like I hate like as much as I want to go to like Japan and like South Korea and stuff. I'm like I don't
Ooh,
know if I
yeah.
can be in a plane for like 14 hours or whatever. That's just
I
no, I
think
can't.
to America to Japan is actually pretty short because, like, it's, like, the other side of the ocean. I think it's only, like, 6 hours, right?
I think
Is
so.
it?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it
It
works that way. I
somehow
thought
for
you were
some
only
reason
able to go.
they make you go all the way around. Even though like if you go
Yeah.
the other way it's easier, they make you go all the way around the other way.
Oh,
Mhm.
really? Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Oh,
The
wow,
heck?
really? Oh, that's a waste
Yeah.
of gas.
Or why?
Right?
I don't know why it. Yeah, I don't know why it does that, but yeah, for some reason, yeah.
Oh, hell
So
no.
was like, yeah, I'm real claustrophobic. Like even, oh, like when you go to like Disneyland and stuff, and there's like a whole bunch of people, like especially like when you're gonna like wait for a show or something, like everyone's waiting for
Mhm.
the fireworks, and they're all squeezing up in front of the castle, and I'm just all like, I can't breathe, and
Oh,
I'm like
Yeah.
short.
yeah.
I'm so short, like there's like skyscraper people like all in front of me, and I'm all like, that's nice for you. Y'all are hogging all the air, and I'm like down
Yeah.
here. I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I
Yeah,
can't breathe.
No, yeah, that's why I can't do concerts because, like, it's just, like, there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, and so I just can't
Yeah.
do it, and so that's why
Yeah.
I got mad claustrophobia a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm the same way because I think like I think I feel like everybody, at least like how the world is now, with a lot of things going on and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. I feel like a lot of people have like a little bit of sense of claustrophobia because like being at crowded events is scary in itself, but like
Yeah.
sometimes with all the things that happen in the world, people are like always on alert and they're ready to be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, something's gonna happen. We gotta like find our way out and stuff like that. So I feel like everyone has like a little bit of phobia of like being in big old crowded spaces, with all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just I don't know. It's like phobias are interesting because I think there's some people who are like who just don't have either a lot or any, and it's like weird because it's like you have a like say you have a fear of spiders, which I do. That's another phobia that I have. I don't like spiders, but it's funny because I like Spider-Man. He's like my favorite superhero, so it's like weird.
Uh,
But I love Spider-Man, but I hate spiders because I don't know anything with like more than four legs is creepy for me. I don't know why. Like it's like a jumping spider, like oh my
oh
god.
no.
Like I hate those.
Mm-mm.
Like if I sit on the wall and I try to smash it and if that bitch jumps on me, I'm like hell no, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I start screaming. I go get Sunny. I'm like Sunny, go kill this freaking spider right now. I can't do it. I can't do it. And like, oh my gosh, she can vouch for me because I hate spiders. It's weird because I think I told Sunny I'd rather fight a burglar right now than fight the spider. I honestly, I don't like it. I just,
That's
it's just the extra
dumb.
leg. Yeah, it's like dumb logic, but it's just the irrational fear. I don't know
Hmm.
why. I just don't know why.
Yeah.
It's
It
a
sucks.
spider. You
Yeah,
can't die from a spider. You can die
I,
from a human being.
yeah,
You could die from a spider.
but the
They got
spider has like more than four legs. Hell no. Mm-mm.
they got
Mm-mm.
black widows. Black widows
Yeah, there you go.
kill
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
But
Lena's got points. There you go.
yeah,
Black
but like
Widows.
yeah, but you gotta look at him like, does it have like a red butt? And it's like, okay, then it's not a black
Nobody
widow.
got time looking for red butts in my. I'm fearing for my life.
Yeah. But yeah, that's his
The
logic,
John's
but I don't
fighting for his life when the spiders
Yeah,
are.
yeah. Like seriously, I hate spiders. But then I love Spider Man, so I'm like, okay, well, there's that. I guess
Yeah.
it's just funny to me. But
know. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's funny. Yeah.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah.
everyone.
I right like a spider. Like I feel like that wouldn't be like something that I would like write down. Like if I was like, oh, like what phobias do I have? Like probably wouldn't say like I'm afraid of spiders. I'm unfortunately afraid of like butterflies, and I swear to you, it's because
Mm.
of that SpongeBob episode where they're like zoomed in its face, And like now I'm just scared. I'm on like butterflies are so beautiful. Like I see them, and I'm like, oh, they're beautiful. But as soon as like they start getting close to me, I bolt. I am gone. Like I literally have
Oh
a
my
video of myself like filming a butterfly, and it like starts flying at me, and I start screaming, and like the camera starts moving around like I'm in the Blair Witch Project. Like because I'm just so spooked. Like, oh no, like I don't want it to like touch me. Like I cannot go into like those like butterfly like exhibits where they're like just flying around and stuff. Like, oh no, I can't. And like I know that like people are like, but why? Like butterflies are like they can't do anything. And I'm like, no, I know they can't do anything to me, but they just freak me out, and I just, I
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah. That's how I feel about spiders. Yep. I mean, I guess some can kill you, but like, I guess most spiders can't. But it's just the fact that they have more than 4 legs and they can just jump on you. And I'm like, oh, ugh, hell no.
No, yeah, because
I would die.
I think I have a phobia as well of like bees and wasps
Mm.
because I remember when me and John were little, um, John had a friend, and the thing is that I remember when we were like little kids, there was like a hornet's nest.
Oh
And
yeah.
I remember we're like, "What is it? What is that?" And we're like, "Oh, it's like a nest of like, I don't know, hornets or whatever." And I'm like, "I don't know what that is, right?" And I wasn't really
Yeah.
scared of bees or anything, like, you know what I mean, at that time until now because of this event. And I remember, and so the thing is that this kid, like my like Jonathan's friend, like hit the nest and
Which
all
I
the
don't know why he
hornets,
did it, by the way.
yeah, all the hornets came out and they were like attacking us, and then this kid literally like went in the house first, closed the door, and saw us suffer and get stung by freaking hornets, right?
Oh my
and
gosh.
and like we were like, oh my god, when this hurts and stuff, and then he was like, you know what, I'll let John in. Sonny, you can suffer by yourself. And like he let John in and I just suffered, and I was like like
Oh my
dying.
god.
And then, like, my mom came in and was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "What?" And then, like, my mom opened the door and saved me, but, like, I was all puffed up, right? And
Hmm.
so, like, I got stung everywhere, like, I had, like, one,
Damn.
like, by my cheek, on my hands, like, on my legs.
No.
I was super puffy, and then I remember that the kid's mom said that, like, to cure, like, the sting, you need to put, like, lemon or lime, and I
What
remember,
the heck?
yeah, and I had and one stung in, like, close to my eye, right? So that means
Mhm.
I had
Poor
to have
Sunny.
that means I had to have lime in my eye to cure it, right? And so, like, I had to put lime in my eye. Yeah. And so I remember like I was just all puffy and I was sad. And then I remember like the sister of John's friend said that if you eat a Snickers, it will help. And I just sat there all chubby, like eating my Snickers. And I was just mad
It's
and
hella
uncomfortable.
funny. That's hella funny, Sunny.
And so that's the origin story of me having phobia from bees and wasps. I can't, if I hear it or see it, I'm like, I gotta run. I'm not going through that again. I'm like, uh-uh. And so like for me, I'm just scared of like freaking bees and wasps or hornets. Like I just hate it. I don't like them, you know?
Yeah, no, because I think
Mhm.
from my perspective, I mean, I also got stung, not as much as you did, but I did get stung pretty bad. And I think my friend's mom was like, "Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not." I think she was just like, "Oh yeah, if you put limes on the wasp things, it'll go away and feel better," which it didn't, by the way. It amplified it like 100 times more. I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm going to die," but. I guess like it did something because I think eventually it did go down, but I don't know if that was because of the lime that she put on like all wasp stings. I don't know,
No,
but then yeah, I
yeah.
think the sister was like, "Oh yeah, like maybe if you eat some chocolate, it'll be fine. Here you go." And while me and Sunny were crying while we were with our little like wasp stings everywhere, I was like, "Oh
Oh
my
my
God,
gosh.
it was the worst experience ever." And it's funny because I don't think I ever talked to that friend anymore. I don't know where he's at. I mean, hopefully he's thriving and maybe gets stung by a wasp at least once in his damn life.
Hope
Like,
so.
that way you can like I don't know, like understand what me and Sunny went through. Jeez,
Right, feel
I
the
don't know.
pain.
He's probably
feel
in
the.
jail.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my God, no, he's living a happy life. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully he's doing well, even though he
Or
got us
jail.
stung.
Maybe he just harvests beans or bees or hornets. He just has a whole family everywhere.
That'd be
Whole
so
farm.
funny if he
Oh
was
my
a
god.
bee of like a bee like bee taker or whatever. He's like, guys, I'm
Oh.
a bee taker now. I'd be like, wow, full circle, full circle.
That's why, like, I don't
So
like insects.
I don't really think I have. I don't think it's a phobia necessarily, but like clowns are just creepy. I know,
Oh,
Mm.
like
oh yeah, Jorge.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have like a phobia, but like if there's a creepy clown out there for some reason, like I don't know what you're doing. Like obviously, if you're at the circus or something like that, but if you see like a random person walking down the street looking like a clown, not like a not you know what I mean, like a with the
Yeah.
face paint and the nose
Yeah.
sticking,
Yeah,
Mhm.
the
but
honk, honk. Yeah.
the
So it
honk and
seems
With
you
everything.
the
weren't
But
a no, so it seems you weren't a fan of Ronald McDonald then.
it's Ronald,
Oh
man. Like
my
I,
gosh.
he was okay, but he had to stay his distance. Like you stay over there, I'm
Yeah.
cool. You can
Mm.
stay right there, but
Yeah.
No, like at Walmart, when they'd have like the Ronald McDonald like sitting on a bench, like the little statue.
Yes, yes.
No, I hated that. I always thought he was gonna move.
Oh, no.
Scary.
Oh yeah, hell no. On the bench, yeah,
No,
you.
yeah, I love it. No, I didn't like that. No, but I just thought of a phobia for you, Hore. I'm like, I swear that this is your phobia.
oh
Hore is
man,
afraid of dolls. Like he does
Oh,
not
I can
like
relate.
dolls,
Mm-hmm.
and or at least Chucky. Like you don't like
oh no,
Chucky.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
that's just
I love Chucky.
I
I
don't like
grew
I
up
Chucky. I'll
being
admit it.
scared of that damn
Nani.
doll. Like honestly, if I ever saw it, like I don't know if I'd cry or just start just like punching it, even though it's not moving or anything. I just start wailing at it. I'd be like, just towards that
Where's the?
just you know, after all those sleepless nights, and I
Mm.
think it was because like I know mom would watch those creepy movies late at night, and my room was like right there, and like
Yeah,
literally, so I'd peek through that little like opening,
the little slut.
little slot, and I'd be like, oh my god, like I'd freak myself out because I'm like, oh my god, this creepy doll, it's like stabbing
Mm.
people. He's like somehow like they
Yeah.
can kick him away, but yeah, he somehow like come crawling by or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
yeah.
What the
That's
hell? Oh my
oh my
god.
god.
I'm scared.
And I know
Yeah,
was it
no,
Jonathan's mom has some creepy dolls too that she took
yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
home.
say that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god. Yeah, I remember, like, apparently, our mom, like, she, like, got dolls, but she never bought them. Apparently, it was always gifts from, like, friends or from,
damn those
whatever, right?
gifts.
And
Damn
I
those gifts.
remember, like, I remember specifically, I probably was my head, but I remember one of them was moving, right?
Please say it was in your
And
head. Yeah, because oh, hell
no,
no.
yeah, because, like, I hate it because, like, because like, her bed was, like, on, like, like, her bed I like, cause like, if you, like, grew up in the early 2000s, there was, like, this, like, type of, like, like, shelf where it's, like, there's, like, a square, like, a bit like, a square, like, in the middle that's big enough for, like, your TV, and, like, back in the early 2000s, we had, like, our TV had butts. So the thing is that, like, it had enough room for the TV to fit in, and then there's, like, other little squares where you can put, like, little knickknacks or tchotchkes or whatever. And I remember my mom would, like, line up all the dolls, like, on the top of the shelf, and it looks towards her bed, you know? And, like, she was like, I don't like, they're cute, they're adorable." And I remember as a kid, I feel like this is the only memory I have of being, like, 3 or 2. I remember, like, my crib was in my parents' room, and I would just see the dolls just all just staring at me, and I was like it was weird because, like, as a kid, I didn't really understood fear, I guess, because I would just stare at it. Like, I wasn't scared of it, I was just like, "Why is it looking back at me?" You
What
know?
is this?
What is this, right? And I remember, like,
Yeah.
it was just so creepy, and I remember, like, over the years, like, every doll just somehow just end up breaking over the years. I don't know if it was us as kids, but they just disappeared over time. I don't know why. And so, yeah, so, like, one by one, they just end up disappearing. And so, like, I remember that my mom had this one doll. It wasn't porcelain. She collected it was porcelain dolls, by the way. But she had this one doll. I think it was a quinceañera doll because, like, it was, like, plastic, and it was, like, in this big quinceañera dress. And I
Yeah.
remember, like, I wasn't too afraid of it because I played with it as a kid, you know what I mean? Because it was, like, plastic, it
Mhm.
wasn't porcelain. But I
Mm.
remember, like, that doll ended up disappearing. My mom doesn't even remember it. but I
That's pretty
remembered
creepy.
it. She was like, "Yeah," she was like, "I don't remember getting a quinceañera doll at all." And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I don't remember getting it." I was like, "What?" And, like, I played with it and everything. And she was like, "I don't remember." I was like and that was the doll that, like, I remember moved its head or its
Oh
arm.
my god, what the heck?
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
like, my mom doesn't remember any of it. You know what I mean? Not even my dad. Well, I mean, like, not even my dad or you. I don't think you remember it either. I think I'm the
I don't
only one in
remember.
the
I remember
household.
having some dolls. I think our mom had those dolls with the eyes that were like the hyper realistic eyes where they would like move if they would like were shook, whatever. If she would like move them around, so the eyes would move around. So that's
Mhm.
why I was freaked out of them because they would just look at me sometimes. But like if I just move them, ugh, hell no. That's why I hated the mom's dolls.
It's funny because it's like full circle because I collect dolls now. Not porcelain dolls, but, like, I collect, like, Barbie dolls, like, Bratz dolls,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But, like, yeah, but, like, I'm not but it's just, like, it's just, like, baby dolls is what kinda scares me, or, like,
yeah,
porcelain or Victorian-looking dolls. I think that's what
ugh,
Mm.
scares me,
Yeah.
because, like, I guess it's, like, the uncanny valley. Like,
Yeah.
it looks real, but it's not real, and it's kinda like, I'm a little like, "Ooh," you know?
Ooh, yeah. I
And so
get
that's
that.
why so I
Mm.
understand where Jorge's coming from. I feel like maybe it's like the uncanny valley,
Mhm.
It's
yeah,
kinda like it looks real, but it's not real, and it's that's the creepy part,
Mhm.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
it's just creepy.
Yeah, no, I think like it's funny because I think we have all of our I guess little like phobias that kind of like are different things. But do you guys think I think everybody has like a phobia of like I guess the the idea like well obviously we're like human beings whatever and I guess when we get to a certain age we die and pass away, right? I wonder
Mhm.
how often or how many people have that I guess phobia of dying, or do people just have that like regardless because obviously it's going to happen at some point. But I wonder like do you guys have that phobia, I guess like fear of dying at some point, or do you guys like not think about it, or do you kind of just like think oh it's going to happen so I'm not like really too scared of it, I guess? Or like what do you guys think about that kind of I guess like fear of dying phobia, like I guess as everyone usually has? Because I think for me like I don't know. It's weird because like no one really knows, until like you're gone, you're gone. You can't come back and be like, oh yeah, it was like pretty chill and stuff. No one's gonna tell you. So
Yeah.
so it's like you don't know because a lot of people have ideas and stuff. 'Cause I don't know because there's like reincarnation. People say like you go, heaven or hell and stuff like that. People
Mm.
say you're just
Yeah.
like I don't know. I think the one that I've heard it was kind of funny where I guess like somebody was like, oh, like you'll just reload your latest save at some point in your life. It could be like when
Mm.
you're 8 or 5, whatever. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I never heard of like you like reload your save as if you were like in a video game, whatever. Just like you go
Mhm.
back to that little spot, but.
Mm.
I don't know, but I don't say I'd be like too afraid, I guess. I guess I'm afraid of the fact like if I do go one day, I hope it's not like painful, like ooh, ouchie, like I'm
Mm.
this hurts kind of painful.
Yeah.
But I rather just go like I guess peacefully, like oh I'm dipping out, I'm sleeping in my I going in my sleep, peace. I don't
Mm.
know,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I think for me, I'm not super scared about it, but I guess if I really think about it, I guess I do. It just depends. I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know what about you guys? How do you guys feel about that sense?
So I don't I don't really it's not a fear for me. Like I said, it's I guess maybe of the unknown, like what happens after. But
Mhm.
Mm.
I think the concept of like the whole reload thing, like with your like last your last save point type thing, I can see how
Yeah,
it's
Mm.
possible because like if you think about it, like we have those deja vu moments when we're like, wait, I've
that's
done this.
true.
Yeah.
This
Mm.
seems very familiar. Like I feel like I've done this before, and like if you combine those together, like I can see that happening. Like you're like it's a
Mm.
possibility, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I when it happens, it happens. Like I think if I think too much of it, like we start thinking too much about the future, and I'm like, "Oh, we gotta live in the moment, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
the sooner we just keep doing that, and eventually down the road, right? Maybe when I'm in my 80s and I'm like, well, it's coming any day now or something like
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
that.
You know,
Yikes.
I feel
Or
that way.
you know, like I'm hoping I'm like still like kicking at 80, but maybe if I'm beat up already, like man, just pull the plug on me. I don't know what.
Oh my god.
No, I feel that
No.
way. Yeah, when you're all wrinkly and all like old, you're like, oh, like you kind of just like whatever about it. Maybe like I guess if we get older, we'll be like, you know what? I'm 80. You know what? Whatever. If I go, if they take me, they take me. You know, it's whatever.
Goodness.
Put me out of
Yeah.
my misery.
What about you, Lena?
Mm.
What do you think about the fear of death? Are you scared of death, or are you kind of
No,
like whatever about it?
I am like one of like the like rare ones that like I'm not scared of dying. Like I could die tomorrow and I'd be like, well, that was it.
That was it. Oh
That
man.
was
That
it.
was it. Because like I don't know, like obviously yeah, like there's things that I still want to do, but like when I'm dead, like I I don't like I can't do nothing about it, like I'm dead.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
there's no like I don't need to worry about it like right now. Like if I die, I die. Like if it's time for me to go, then it's time for me to go, and that's that. Like I don't. That's like even though like I have like really bad anxiety, like that's like the one thing that I'm all like,
Yeah, you're just like
and just
whatever
like
about it.
whatever. Yeah, like I just don't care. Yeah, like obviously like I don't want to like die like in a cruel way either,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
hopefully like I die peacefully as well. But like
yeah.
I also like everybody's like, oh, I want to live to like 100 or something. Like that's what scares me. I'm all like, I do not want to live that long. Like I don't want to live to be old and crusty. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
no.
That's why I said
Yeah.
80s. I'm all in my 80s.
Right? Yeah. I'm like, like I don't want to get that old, That's what scares me. Like I am afraid of like getting old. Like
Oh,
death does
okay.
not
Yeah.
scare me. It's
It's
getting
getting
old.
old. Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Yeah, because I think I kind of I agree with you. No, yeah, because I mean, think about it. You're old, you're 100 years old, and like you can barely like walk, and like
Oh,
you have
right.
you
I'm
have so
just
much trouble peeing and stuff. You're like,
right.
oh, I'm
Like
so
I'm just
old.
old and feeble, and I'm
Yeah,
just like, here we go again. Like
yeah.
no.
I
Coming
Uh-uh.
up
guess
and you're
whoever.
like,
Yeah.
Like bones are breaking.
Right.
Yeah.
My bones are breaking. I have no control of anything.
No.
Yeah, like
Plants
farts
feeling.
and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I think if I ever get that old and I'm like just like, oh, like decrepit and stuff,
Put me out of my misery.
I want my future
Mm.
kids or my whatever caretaker to take like my geriatric ass out of here, just take me out, just throw me out. Just boom, get me out of here. Cause
My
that's
gosh.
crazy. 100 years old, I'd be like super fragile. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
God. Like, there's no way. What about you, Sunny? How do you feel about
Yeah.
death? Are you like scared? Are
Um,
you like not scared?
I
How you feel
guess
about it?
I guess I'm not scared of like death. I mean, I do kind of. I'm well. I'm like how this the saying like all the gays go to hell, and I'm just like yeah, right. But I'm just like what?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like,
yeah, it's like in the back of your
Yeah,
mind, huh?
yeah. And so
mm,
I'm just like and I'm just like what? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
imagine
what?
like
Yeah.
imagine I die. I see a red light. I'm like great. I'm the same place
Right.
where Adolf Hitler is. I'm like
yeah,
great.
you're just like, damn it,
Uh, and so that's why, like, I guess that's the part that scares me, and also, like, I don't wanna die in a painful death, like,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't wanna be,
Mhm.
like, burned alive, knock on wood,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
like, 1, 2, 3.
yeah,
no.
burned alive
Yeah,
or
and so, like
drowning. Ugh.
yeah, or
like,
yeah,
1, 2, 3, like, 1, 2, 3, like, I don't wanna do that, I just wanna
Oh,
die in my
really?
sleep.
Drowning? I
I think
don't
drowning's
mind
scary.
drowning.
No,
No, I don't
drowning.
mind
Oh,
drowning. I feel
I
like
feel like it
that
would
could take
take too
me out real
long. You're
quick.
like, just-
The
Oh,
panic is
no.
what's
yeah.
scary.
To like
yeah.
tie in with the water thing that we had said before, like I don't like going in like I don't mind like being in the water and stuff, but
Hmm.
like or like I can like stand in a pool and like I'm fine, but like I
Yeah.
can't like go like deep into it because I'm
Same.
afraid my mind is gonna get confused and think that I'm going like up to the surface, but I'm actually like just going further down and then like I'm
Oh.
just gonna get confused and like not know which way is up anymore. And that's like, oh, that scares me. So
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god, you just unlocked a new freaking, like, scary thing for me, I never thought about that.
oh,
Ew.
I hate that. Like it's so nervous. Like that's why I'm all like, nope, I'm just gonna
Mm-mm.
stay standing or like stay above the water because yeah, I get so scared that I'm gonna like start going the wrong way and then I just keep going further and further. I'm like, I had to be reaching the surface, right? And then I'm not, and oh no.
Scary, oh my
Oh.
god. That's
Yeah, no,
scary.
I think that's the same thing with like I know that's like a fear with like a lot of snowboarders or people who go like skiing or whatever. Because if there's like
Mhm.
huge avalanche that comes in and just kind of like eats you, whatever, I guess they'll
Mhm.
be like, wait, which way is up? And I think I've heard like people say, oh, if you like spit. And I guess whatever way your spit goes, you'll kind of know, oh, like that's down, that's up. But I can't even
I won't be
imagine like
thinking of
being
it.
like,
Like I won't be thinking of
All right.
spit. Like that's the
yeah,
last thing I'll be thinking.
exactly, yeah. So it's weird. I'm like, oh, I never heard about that because if that were me, I'd be freaking out. I'd be like, what the hell is going on? The snow? I don't know what's going
Jumping
on.
up and
I'd be
down.
like losing it.
All
Yeah,
right, all right. I would just be freaking out. I'd be like, I'm gonna run out of air. Oh my god, what's happening?
yeah,
Like, no.
I hate panicking. It just is it's scary. Yeah.
yeah,
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
panicking itself is, like, scary in itself, like, that's, like, a phobia of, like, oh, like,
Mhm.
I don't like yeah, I hate panicking and stuff, like,
Mhm.
having, like, my anxiety like, I get, like, anxiety attacks, but the
Mhm.
worst is when I get, like, an actual, like, panic attack, because
Mhm.
those are, like, I can't control those, like, anxiety, like, I can bring myself down, and I'll be fine. But, like, panic attacks, like, those just go off and, like, I have
yeah,
no control, like, I just have to let it, like, ride itself out,
Mhm.
and it's super scary. I'm like, "Oh my gosh," like, I feel like I'm gonna, like, die from one of them. Well, luckily, I haven't had one in, like, a really long time,
yeah,
but, oh, like, it's so scary. I hate having that feeling of, like, yeah, like, I can't breathe, and I'm like, "Oh my god, like, this is the end. Why does it gotta be like this?"
I
yeah,
hate that. I'm just like, I don't wanna die.
Right?
And I guess that ties it in, right? Like, I think,
Mhm.
like I guess, like, I don't w that's the thing, like, if I, like, am scared of death, like, I don't want that feeling when I'm about to die. You mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Having a panic attack, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it's scary, right? But,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah,
and the thing is that and the thought of, like, you're actually, like, like, in doom, like, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, let's say, like, you're, like, getting burned, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you're panicking, but, like, it's kinda real at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, because 'cause you're dying, basically.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's just, like, that feeling, like, no, like, that's why for me, if I wanna die, I would rather die peacefully, like, in my sleep. Like, I just go
Mhm.
to bed and I wake up, I'm like, "Oh, it's white everywhere." Like, and so I'd rather
Oh,
have
it's
that.
God.
Yep, oh, it's God,
That's
you know what I mean? It's like, "What are you?" Like, like, "Queer?" Go down. I'm like, "Okay."
Mm. He's all like, "Oh, wait a minute, you shouldn't be here."
And it's like, "You like Lady Gaga, don't you?" I'm like, "Yes, gotta go down."
You gotta go down.
You gotta go
Oh
down.
my gosh, like Lil Nas when he was on that
Yeah,
pole.
"Call me if you want, call me."
it.
Like, no, yeah, but, like, that's why for me, I am scared of death depending on how I'm dying, you know?
Mhm.
I can kind of
That's
see what you mean. Yeah, because I think like going back to like panic attacks, I think I felt so bad because I think in my university, I had a roommate. I'm just gonna call him Kevin. My roommate Kevin had a panic attack, but I think I was visiting. I think Sunny, our family, so I was coming home to kind of visit, see what's up. But my other roommates were like asleep, right? But I
mhm,
think Kevin had a panic attack, and he was just like, "Oh my God, like I'm dying!" And then I guess like he woke up my other roommate because I think they were bunking. And he
mhm.
was just like, I need you to like help me out. Like, can you take me somewhere? And my roommate like straight up was like, I have class tomorrow, bro. I'm gonna go to bed. You deal with it. And I felt so bad. I was like,
Oh my
you
gosh.
could have woke up like my other roommate or like someone else. And he was like, dude, I was freaking out because like I thought I was gonna die. My heart was gonna jump out. So I think what he did was I think he was saying like everyone was asleep and he was just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna die in this room right here. But I think I guess on campus we had like I guess like a little emergency center, which I think
Mhm.
he could have called, but I think in that when that state of panic he was in, he was like, I gotta go, I gotta go. So like I think he like literally went down from our little like dorm apartment complex thing, and he like I think at the time you know how Lime scooters were like a thing, like I guess you'd pay and like you get on the little scooter and like drive for whatever like
Oh
a dollar.
man.
So
Uh,
like yeah, he grabbed one. He was just like, I gotta go, I just gotta go. It's like he just I guess scooted all the way to like the little emergency like student like medical center, and then I guess he
oh
got
my
there and
god.
he checked himself and he's like, I'm dying, guys, I'm dying. And I guess the doctor there was like, oh, I think it's just like heart palpitations. You're fine. But he's like, I don't feel fine. I'm dying. And
Oh.
I think like
Uh,
they kind of I think try to calm him down. I think they would like I guess he went into crisis. So like they're like,
mhm.
it's okay, you're fine. I think eventually like this was all like I think on a Sunday night before like like I guess like finals. So he was oh man, I felt bad for him, and I was just like Kevin, you should have just woke someone up. Like but I don't know. He was panicking, so I totally felt for
Yeah.
him. So I guess like after he just kind of went home. we're back to the dorm, and I think it was like 8 a.m. and I think he had a class like right after. I was like, oh man, I feel so bad for my roommate. So, Kevin, if you're listening, I'm sorry, man. If I was there, I would have helped you out, but I wasn't there. I'm sorry, but I think that's the
God.
fear. That's the fear, though. Yeah, like that fear. You sometimes you can't even think clearly or like think like straight, because you're like so focused on not dying or whatever,
Yeah, it's
So
that fight or flight response,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he was flying on that scooter.
Yeah, he was. I felt so bad. I was like, dang. But at least the scooters were there to help him out because I can't imagine how else he would have got to the place. I think it was like a mile out. So like
Run.
he had either
Mhm.
run over there, but I
Right,
think that'd be
run over
worse.
there, oh my gosh, yeah.
But yeah, though that fear, man, the phobia is like, oh, I don't know why. I don't know what caused that. I think he was just anxious, like a fear, like
Mm,
anxiety. But
Mm.
it's still
mm,
like I can't imagine. Like dang,
yeah,
like it's crazy. Like these
mm.
phobias, man. I don't know. These phobias of different things are interesting because I think there's a funny phobia that I kind of looked up earlier. What was it? I think it was like it had to do with the fear of feet. There were some people who have a fear of feet, which I think is called podophobia. I think it's what it's called, which I didn't know. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing because I guess phobias people have like very specific articulate phobias that they are scared of, which I mean it's
I mean,
understandable. But
I
like
don't like
being
feet.
I mean, yeah, I don't. I mean,
Yeah,
feet. I don't have a like for it, but I'm not scared of feet. So I'm like,
yeah,
you
I'm
know,
not
Feet look
scared
weird to
of
me.
feet, but yeah, I don't like feet, like, I don't even like looking at my own feet,
Me
like
too. Feet look weird.
right? But I'm not scared of them, I'm just, like, grossed out by them.
Yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, I know those people who are super into feet. That's like the
Yeah,
opposite of
yeah,
it. I'm like,
yeah.
okay, like, all right, you do you, man. I'm not judging, but I
Right,
mean,
yeah,
not
like,
me.
I am not judging it, I'm just saying it's not for me.
Yeah.
Wait, what about that phobia of like holes? What is it called? Like trypophobia?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, or
what is that called?
tryptophobia, I think, something like
Or
that.
yeah, something like that. I like do you find that unsettling? I don't.
Oh, like
Yeah.
the like photos of like say it's your hand and like they put just holes in them like a I don't know like a wasp
Well,
nest whatever. It's like a
yeah,
bunch of holes.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just a
but
bunch of
I
holes in
I but I
it.
feel like that's not really a phobia because that's something that can't really happen.
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
like
just a side of it.
fantasy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, I can understand why people have get a phobia of it because it is creepy looking, but I feel
Mhm,
like it's creepy looking. I feel like it's for me, it's not as scary because it's man-made.
mhm.
But
Mhm.
then again, I am being hypocritical because I am scared of man-made things that are huge, like
Yeah.
statues. So I mean, I guess I can understand why. You know what I mean that's like scary. You know what I mean?
Mm, yeah.
But but yeah, like when I see a hand thing, it's unsettling. But like when I see like that flower thing, I don't know what it's called, but like there's like holes in it.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know what
it's
it's
kind of
called.
like the same thing, I think, but it just has holes in it, but it's like a flower. But I think I've seen the one with hands, and whenever I see like the hand one with like a bunch of holes, I want to like scratch it. That's just me. I want like, because like it's like something I don't know. It doesn't scare me. It provokes me. I'm like I'm itchy now. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it
It's
just gives
weird.
me the ick. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and so that's why that's for me. It just gives me like the ick, and I'm just like, I don't like it.
yeah.
Since you're scared of, like, tall, like, statues or whatever, like, are you like, if you went to, like, New York City and you saw the Statue of Liberty, would you be scared?
Yes.
Would you really? Oh,
I mean,
Yes.
I wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, it's her!" Like, you know what I mean? But, like
It's Godzilla.
yeah, but I would be, like, a little bit unsettled because, like,
Mhm.
imagine I have, like, my imagination's like, imagine she's, like, standing still, but, like, super quick, she's, like, look down on me, she's like,
Mm.
"Hi." Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, like, her face, like, right there close to your face, and she's like, "Hi," and I'm like, you know what I mean? And so that's
Yeah.
why. But, like, I guess, yeah, I feel like it would be a little bit, like, unsettling. I would be like, "Oh my god, she's, like, huge." But, like, I wouldn't be, like, deathly terrified, like, I'm screaming and, like, "Oh my god," like, running away from it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If I go to New York and, like, "Oh, let's go see the Statue of Liberty," I'm like, "Okay." But I would be, like, "Kinda creepy." But, oh well. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
yeah.
that's why.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it just gives me it's, like, kind of unsettling. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
So that's why, like, the Statue of Liberty, I would be scared, you know what I mean? Like, even I remember going to church and I see, like, a big statue of Jesus, I'm like, "I'm scared of him." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think
And
Jesus is just gonna pop out the wall and just like coming straight towards you, like whoosh.
yeah. And
Ooh,
so yeah,
that would
she's
be
like,
pretty
it's like you're
scary.
going to hell. I'm like, I know.
I know.
Oh
I
no.
know.
It's like I know. Leave me alone. And so that's why.
You
So
know,
yeah,
I
things like
kind of understand like your fear, Sonny, because I think like just having like a giant personified statue, like I think I always kind of think of it, but it makes me laugh though, because I think of like what if that Statue of Liberty started like I don't know flying towards me in a T pose. I mean that'd be obviously terrifying, but I think about it like that's kind of funny, like just some like her flying at like Mach speed at you, like I don't know, that kind of makes me giggle. But like obviously it's terrifying when it happens. But you're like holy shit, that's she's like right there, you know. But it's weird. I don't know.
literally the
It's just
Statue of
weird for me.
Liberty coming at me in T pose is literally super scary. What do you mean?
Nightmare fuel.
That makes me laugh. I don't know
Sunny is not
why.
sleeping tonight. Sunny's not.
Yeah.
Girl, like imagine you're in a hotel room in New York and you just hear like rumbling noises. Like, what's that? You
Oh,
go
well,
to your
that's different.
window
It's at
and you
night and it's
see
just
her
rumbling.
coming at you at like Mach speed. Like, like, oh my god. Like, I would be like, what? Like, oh no. Like, I would be like, this is the end for me. Like, I can't. I
I
really
would let it
can't.
happen. I would let it happen. If she's going
Yeah.
at me Mach speed, it's gonna happen anyway. I'm like, all right, all
No,
right.
yeah. I know that's scary. Like I also remember like my I don't have this phobia. I don't know if it's a phobia, but I know like our mom is scared of earthquakes, right? Because I
Mm.
remember she told
As
me
she
like
should. That's terrifying.
no, yeah, but like it's because like she kind of has like a childhood drama, right? And and the
Trauma.
thing is,
Yeah.
yeah, the thing is because she told me like in like because I remember I searched it up too. Like apparently in like the 70s and like because she lived in Peru, like in the 70s there was like this really big earthquake, right? And she
Mm.
like was there like in person in real time. And the
Mhm.
thing is that that was kind of like her first big earthquake. You mean? And so because of that,
Mhm.
she's like really terrified, right? And so like
Mhm.
she said that she never had a big earthquake like that before ever. Because we
Hmm.
have earthquakes here in California, but she
Mhm.
said that like she never had one as big as the one in Peru,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Mm.
And so
Yeah.
like and so like because of that, like our mom doesn't like being in like when we go to hotels, she hates going to like the upper like like the maximum height or
Mhm.
floor.
Mhm.
Right? She said that, like, I would like, she would always be like, the minimum is, like, 3. Like, level 3 and we're done. You mean?
Yeah.
But the
Oh,
thing
the
is that
maximum. The maximum is
yeah, like,
3.
the maximum is, like, level 3, right? Like, floor
Mm.
3, and I remember but the
Mm.
thing is that when you go to a hotel, you can't really pick the floor of a hotel room, and so,
Yeah.
like, a lot of times, like, you get what you get, right? And so, like,
Yeah.
and, like, growing up, I remember we would get, like, "Oh, we're on floor 12," or, "We're on floor, like, 25," and then my mom's like she's like scared. She's like, "Oh my god," like she can't sleep. She's like, "Oh my god, like I can't sleep." Like imagine like if there's an earthquake, we're dead. Fire, we're dead,
We're
right?
dead.
And I
We're
remember
dead.
yeah, and I remember I like as a kid, what I mean, I was like, "Oh, but like if there's a fire, we can just use the mattresses to like fall out of the window." You know what
I
I
That's
mean,
mean?
gonna.
I
yeah,
mean,
that's an
can
Yeah.
idea.
that I'm like, can that
Yeah,
work?
that's
I
what's gonna
mean,
happen.
yeah, just womp onto the floor with your mattress.
Yeah,
Right.
but like it's things like that. I'm just like, maybe that's why I'm so paranoid because of mom.
Like,
I
And
believe
so
it.
yeah, and so that's why I was thinking about that. I'm just like, wow. I overthink a lot too, so I'm just like, oh my god, I keep thinking
no,
about like
that's
weird
funny because like
situations.
you talk about your mom being scared of earthquakes, but like, what was it? I think it was either early this year or end of last year. Like there was a mini one right here, and I was laying on the couch, I think, and I'm all like, huh. And I was like, I felt the little rumble. I either text Lena or called Lena.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. And I'm all like, was that an earthquake? And she's all like, I think it was. And we're like, huh, okay. So
Yeah, he was in his room and I was laying on the couch and then I was all like, I think like the floor is shaking or something. Like that's weird. And then he like just opens his door like all casual. So I'm like, did you feel that? Was that an earthquake? And I'm like, I think so. And he's all like, okay. And then he just went back to his room.
Oh
And then
my
it was like
gosh.
but like it was just so casual for us, but it's like like we've just had like so many like we've been through so many earthquakes that like it just like it doesn't phase us, but like it is crazy how like my ex like when he was here like that was one of the things he was scared about. He was like, I hope there's not an earthquake. And I'm all like, well, earthquakes don't happen like all the time. And he's all like, well, what if it happens like when I'm here? He's like, I've never been in one. Like, I'm scared. And I'm like, that's crazy that I'm not scared of like earthquakes anymore. But yeah, like if I went to, yeah, like the West or whatever, or not the West. We are in the West. In
Midwest.
the South, yeah,
Southern
in the South, they have a lot of like tornadoes and
tornadoes.
stuff, and like that stuff scares me. And like people be going through that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like that's just another tornado." Like, oh no, that scared me. Like, I don't like that. Or like, oh, back to like the water, like this like tsunamis and
Tsunamis.
stuff, and like,
Oh yeah.
no, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
because I remember,
scary.
like, we had an earthquake here, in California. I don't know when, but I remember, like, cause like, I feel like I never experienced earthquakes before, but I have this core memory of, like, I was, like, a little kid, and I was, like I remember I was, like, eating, like, macaroni and cheese and, like, in my little kiddie table watching, like, Disney Channel, and I remember it was, like, around, like, Halloween because I remember I was watching Twitches, you know what I mean? And so,
Okay, it
I
really scarred you, huh? If you remember all the details.
I did, I remember, and we had, like, the fat TV and everything, and so I remember my mom told me, I was like, "Okay, can you get up? Because I need to unfold the table, right? Because 'Cause I'm done eating,
Mm.
right?" And so I unfold the table, and I remember, like, as a kid, like, when my mom was unfolding the table, I was just, like, sitting in front of the TV, like, super close, just staring at it, you know what I mean? And I remember, like, my mom, like, literally, like, got me behind my knees, like, she was, like, pushing the table, but, like, I guess since there was an earthquake, my mom freaked out, and so she, like, pushed the table behind my knees, and I just folded like a chair. I was like, "Ugh!" And I was like, "Why'd you do that? What happened?" And she's like, "I know, earthquake." And I'm like, "What earthquake?" I wasn't feeling anything. I was like, "What?" And she was like, "You don't feel that?" I'm like, "No."
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know, right? And I was like and so, like and my mom was like, "Oh, it's gone now." I'm like, "Okay." And then the second time, it was also Halloween because I remember Lena and her sister came to our house, and then, we were about to go to, like, trick or treating, right? And I remember, like, my mom was like, "Do you feel that? An earthquake?" And then Lena and her sister were like, "What?" Like, we were all like, "We don't feel anything." And then later, I guess when it was ending, we did feel like a jolt. We're like, "Oh, okay." And then we went trick or treating. But recently, I think it was like a year ago, like we had a little earthquake, and I remember I was just in my bed, like on my phone, because I woke up, I was in my bed, and then like I was like, "Wait, am I moving?" And then I'm like, "I'm not moving," and the bed's moving by itself, and all like my trinkets were moving, and I was like, "Oh my god, we're in an earthquake right now!" And I was like, not gonna lie, I was having fun because like I never really experienced an earthquake. Like I actually felt it, right? You know what I
Mm.
mean? And I was like, oh my god, this is fun. I'm moving. But like I shouldn't say that because earthquakes are really scary and like a big one is not to joke about.
Oh
But like
yeah.
yeah,
Terrifying.
but in that time period, in that time I was like, it was kind of fun. But yeah, but I just like how our mom has like a sixth sense when there's an earthquake. Like she's like, do you feel that? I'm just like the tiniest movement. She's like, I feel it, and I'm like, I don't feel nothing. Like. And so, like, I don't know, I just think that's, like, really funny of, like, of our mom that, like, she has, like, a sixth sense of, like, earthquakes for some reason.
Right. It's funny
Yeah.
that you say sixth sense because I was about to ask if anybody had like a fear of like ghosts and stuff because I know that that's like something that people are
Ooh.
like really scared of, like
I
paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
I love it and hate it because I'm just like, "Ooh, ghosts," but then I'm like, "It's scary."
Ooh, ghosts.
Yeah, but it's, like, scary,
Yeah.
because, like, I don't know, I think 'cause of movies, you know what I mean, that scare the crap
Mm-hmm.
out of me. I guess maybe because like, demons, that's what I'm scared of,
Layman's.
like,
Demons.
yeah, like, I used to have a I remember I watched, like, The Ring. Or, like, The
Oh hell
Grudge.
no, I hate the ring.
I watched The Ring or The Grudge, and that traumatized me as a kid, and I remember, like, I always think she's gonna come out of the TV, I remember in our house, like, me and my brother's house, like, we have, like, that crawl space up to the attic, like, the Grudge,
Mm.
you know what I mean? And
We're
I
just
remember,
there.
like yeah, she's, like, up there, she's waiting, you know what I
She's
mean?
like, she's
She's
waiting.
waiting, like, and I remember I would be scared of that, and so, like, I feel like I don't have a phobia of ghosts, I just, like I find them intriguing, but also fear them a tiny bit, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think for me, ghosts, I'm definitely scared of ghosts because I mean, yeah, like there's like funny moments where like, oh yeah, the ghost, like hi, like this thing's moving on and so on. But I think to me that's kind of creepy because I think like
Mm.
I don't know if like I've seen a ghost. I don't think I've ever seen a ghost, but I've like I think
Same.
you've heard it. Like, I guess I don't know if you could hear a ghost, but like I think one thing that comes up to mind was I think like one time Sunny was up late. I think we were up late, just kind of hanging out. I think I was playing games. I think she was also playing games, and I think I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. And I assumed Sunny went to bed because I think like I heard her like playing her game, whatever, and then like it got really quiet, right? So then I'm
Mm.
like, okay, I had to wake up and I had to go, the bathroom, I had to pee or whatever, and I had to go over there, and like I hear giggling, and I thought that was Sunny, like I thought that was Sunny, like playing her game still, and I was like,
Mm.
I'm like, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, like why are you still up? I thought because I think we were supposed to go somewhere, so I'm like, I just hear hee hee like giggling stuff, right? And I'm like, oh, it's Sunny just playing her game because I think she was like doing something. But when I
Mm.
opened her door, she was like asleep. And that freaked me out because I was like, I thought that was you giggling at something, like, right? I was like, what the hell? And so, like, I just close her door. I run back to my bed. I just don't move, and I'm like, oh hell no! Like, I'm spooked out. I couldn't go back to bed until like an hour later. But I was like, hell no! I was freaked out. Cause then, and
Mm.
then the next morning, I told someone, like, were you up?" And she was like, "No, I was asleep." And I'm like, "Are you sure you weren't looking at like your memes or your phone, whatever?" She's like, "No, no, 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 I was asleep. I was dead asleep." And I'm like, "Okay, all right." And then I let her know that like it was like something with like I heard her laughing, but it wasn't her, and she was like, "What the hell?" Like, no, I was asleep, and I was like, "Okay, all right, I guess." Like, I don't know. I think that's the part for me. It's like spooks me out, like stuff like that. Like, I guess ghosts,
Mm.
whatever, paranormal activity. I hate that. Ugh.
Mhm.
It's creepy. It's creepy. Have you guys had any experiences with paranormal stuff, like fear of ghosts or sounds? I don't know if you, Jorge or Lena, you've had some stuff, spooky stuff
Right.
happen to you guys.
Jorge, are you a spooked of ghosts?
No,
Ooh,
I don't.
spooked.
A
I'm not
spooked
spooked of ghosts. Like
Demons.
whether they
Demons.
demons, like whether they exist or not. Like that's the whole thing, right? Like I don't, sure, why not? Like, right? I can't prove it that they
Mm.
don't exist, so I can't say they do or not. So I think
Yeah.
that's why I'm just like so like, you know, just whatever about it because I'm like, well,
Hmm.
Mm.
either they exist or they don't exist, and they don't really seem to like interact or or are around me. Like I feel like sometimes like if you just get a random chill, I'm like, oh, like maybe there's like a presence nearby. That's why you got like that
Mm.
sudden chill. But I'm
Hmm.
all
Mm.
like, nah, I just brush it off, right? Like, if I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, maybe that's that one time like I was just like just, relaxing on the couch or whatever. I got up to do something, all of a sudden like I got this like ooh, like a chill all of a sudden. I'm like, was that
Yeah.
like something that was there and I walked through it or what? But no, yeah, like I said, it's just, ghost or ghost, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
uh
no.
yeah, I've always like been fascinated by ghosts. Like that's just like always been like my thing. Probably because like I wasn't allowed to watch like scary movies until I was like old. And so like I would just I'm like, "Oh, like I can't watch like scary movies and stuff." So but like I can still watch like on TLC like they have like those haunting things or whatever where like they tell like, "Oh my god, I was haunted at my house or whatever." And then they pushed me down the stairs and I would be like, "Oh my god, like that's so crazy."
Yeah.
Like I thought it was like so fascinating. So like I don't think like I'm scared of ghosts, but like I would be scared like I want to go on like one of those like ghost encounter things where they're like, "Oh, they say that there's ghosts here," like I'd be like, "Oh, like that's cool." Like I would want to do that, but the thing that I'm afraid of is like I don't want it to like follow me home kind of thing.
Mm, yeah.
And I
Oh,
feel
Yeah.
yeah.
like that would happen with me, because like my
Yeah.
luck, it would just come along.
I'm
'Cause they'd
psychic.
be like, "You know what? Like, she wants someone to, like, come with her. Like, obviously, like, she needs a friend, so, like, I'm coming with you." And I'd be like, "No, no, like, you can
Yeah.
stay
Mm.
here. You
You
can stay
stay.
here, right? Like, this is cool. Love this experience, but, like, You don't need to like follow me home, like that's fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
am. I'm not scared of ghosts. Ghosts are chill
Mhm.
with me.
Yeah, no, I think I'm the same way with like I guess with any phobia, I'm just kind of like ooh, because I
Mm,
can't judge anybody with a funny phobia because like for me, like something that I find scary, someone else couldn't really find scary. So I think it's all about like his perception about it. But I
mhm,
don't know. I think phobias are interesting though. Phobias are definitely interesting because it could be caused by a life experience, like personal experience, or like it's just something that just you're naturally scared of, depending on what
mm,
it is. But I don't know. I think everyone's phobias that they shared today was actually really, really interesting. I think it's also kind of funny too, because like I don't know, because some things I'd be scared of and some things I wouldn't be scared of. So I don't know. It's just interesting about what I guess scares us, but I feel like we can all relate
mhm.
to that fear, which is kind of cool. So I don't know.
I
Fear's scary, but
right,
Yeah.
it
yeah. I
happens.
thought
It
it
happens.
was like it was really interesting how like we have similar phobias or like one phobia like triggered us to think of like another phobia of ours, like they were all sort of like linked together. And I thought that
Yeah.
was like surprising or just like yeah, it was just very interesting to see how alike we were, but at the same time like they were still different.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, exactly what you're saying, Lena.
Mm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But
Um,
how are we
But
on
yeah.
yeah, I
time,
think
Sunny?
right, I think
Well,
we just start
I
wrapping it up.
Yep. So, that is it for today's podcast, you guys. And if you guys liked it, I hope you can, keep listening to our podcast. And also remember to check out our socials in our link tree. And also, if you want to check our individual socials, they will also be in that link tree as well.
Woohoo!
And I think that is it for today, you guys. You want to say bye?
Thank you guys for
Mm.
watching.
Oh
Link
yeah.
in the comments your phobias. I want to know what you're scared of because it's not just me. I know y'all are scared of something.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And
let me
like
know.
and subscribe and all that good stuff.
Tell your friends. Tell your grandma.
Like
Tell your
Yes.
grandma.
And
tell your friend.
if you're watching this on YouTube, remember to hit the notification bell so be notified every time we upload a new video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, bye guys. Say
All right,
bye.
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 Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.